Alright, for Fallout Friday this week, we have our last video for the year. I will be taking next week off. I got a lot of open projects I want to close out and build up a buffer going into the new year. My resolution for this new year is to try and do 2 videos a week. So we're going to continue, obviously, with our Fallout Friday streams, which will continue to be mostly painting. If I get short on something, it'll be an unboxing like this. And then we'll be alternating our Terrain Tuesdays with other content as I come up with it. But for today, we have an unboxing, and this just came in from the US site, and it's not just packing peanuts. So this is the last 2 boxes from the New Vegas wave that just came out. We've got Mojave Companions, EDE, Rex, and Veronica, as well as the other box with Boone, Arcade, and Cass. So let's clear these out of the way. Back from whence you came. Maybe you have to come up with a good terrain use for packing peanuts. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, they're just going to get tossed. And I'd rather use them for something. As we can see on my desk here, things are a mess. We also did just hit 200 subscribers, so I'm going to do up a video kind of showcasing my workspace once I get it all cleaned, as well as my collection, so you can see what an entire collection of Wasteland Warfare looks like. So let's open up this one and see how the sculpts look. Looks like they're starting to skimp on the baggies. Usually there's just so many baggies, it's ridiculous. Alright, we've got our bases all separate. Got a loose arm here. So let's bring this up. This is Boone, it looks, Arcade. Details look pretty good. We got some flashing in between the legs there. Light flashing around the gun. No real mold line to speak of, though. That's good. Most of that flashing will come off in cleaning. So there's all his parts together. Have to be careful cleaning when you've got parts that have separated like this. That's a very sawed-off rifle. Okay, I see. So it's lever action, or is it a double barrel shotgun over under? That's more what it looks like. Yeah, so it's a double barrel over under shotgun with the breech open for reloading is what it looks like. And that blends there, and the stock's in the rest of that. Interesting. Yep, and she's got 2 shells in her hand, so definitely double barrel over under shotgun. Same light flashing. Nice detail work on the vest, though. Got her dog tags on. I think that's what that. No, that's a pendant. Hard to see. Little handkerchief out her back pocket. Ooh, we do have a bubble there. Hasn't burst though, so just some priming should hopefully make that go away. It's a problem with resin sometimes. You get a bubble like that. I haven't actually seen any real problems in any of the previous figures. So let's see. Then Boone. Well, that's interesting. So we've got the sniper rifle split in 2 in the middle. so that the joint should go together easier rather than just having the hand connect to a wrist piece. That'll actually hide that joint. Went out of focus here. But yeah, that'll hide that joint interestingly. Lots of minor flash around the feet here. Hopefully that'll come off with a good clean, if not just a scrape. Alright, so looks pretty good. Let's take a look at our other box here. Again, cutting down on the amount of baggies they give me, which is perfectly fine for me. What I will be doing is putting the small pieces back into a baggie before I go in and do the cleanup work on them. Alright, so Veronica here in kind of a, in her little, come on, focus in, focus in. There we go. In her rags, as it were, with her power fist. Nice detail on the folds and the stitching. The face is very well silhouetted. And the usual light flashing, but again, no mold lines to speak of. This is EDE's base and part of the head here. So we've got our custom antenna piece. Rex just gets a wooden floor. Interesting. I am really looking forward to having another doggo, because you can never have too many doggos. Unless they're mutant hounds, but those aren't doggos, those are hounds. And the brain is textured. Let me see on the picture here. Yeah, so there's no dome, unlike the the Robo Brains, that's what I'm thinking of. They don't just have a dome that I'm going to have to paint for the brain underneath. This is just a dome, the brain is there without the dome over it. Fair amount of flashing off the back of the tail though, so have to see how much of that gets cleaned off when flakes off pretty easily. So we'll clean that. There's a lot of detail work with the cybernetic part, so it should be fun to paint up and pick out. We've got the stand for ED, and then the rest of it. It's a slightly larger, I think, than the standard iBot as well, which only comes in one piece. And let it, come on, focus in, there you go. But yeah, so it's got, this is the underside, the middle, and then the top side. Kind of all put together. And of course, it looks like they cut down the, this is a little smaller than the other ones I think I've dealt with, but, and what I'll do is I'll paint this on a separate thing, and then I'll install all of the clear plastic later. We did not get a clear plastic dome for Rex, so what we'll probably do is coat the top of his head with our varnish, paint on varnish, and just kind of build that up to try and make it look like a dome. So that'll be fun. But let's get these cleaned up and assembled and see how they all look. Alright, so we are back with the companions assembled now. A lot of the flash did come off primarily just from cleaning, but there was still a bit to remove. So if we look here at EDE, or EDE, we can kind of see there is a bit of a mold shift, but that's just going to kind of lead into his general appearance of a kind of beaten and heavily modified Sentry. Not Sentry, Eyebot. But he's got a lot of details, got these little vacuum tubes on the bottom. He's actually 3 parts, the top, middle, and bottom section. His base is nicely detailed. We got a tire and looks like part of a car grill light array or something like that. So looks pretty nice. Now for Rex, he's looking pretty good as well. He's got a lot of detail on the cybernetic parts, cleaned up very easily. You can see the 2 pieces joined there, but once there's some primer on there, that line will disappear nicely. So I'm really looking forward to painting him so I can have another doggo. And then Veronica here with her Power Fist. Nice hood, you know, good color, good amount of detail for the rags she's wearing. So that's going to be another good one to paint. And then for the next box, as I mentioned before with Boone, his gun's in 2 parts in a very interesting way, so that went together easily because the the stock actually is pressed up into his chest. All of the flashing came off easily on him, and his base has one of those model dinosaurs from the spot you find him in New Vegas, so that's cool. Arcade here, he's looking good in his little outfit. He's got like I think that's a New Vegas laser pistol. Has a little lab coat. Base is pretty basic. It does have like a roll of bandages and a stim pack here, so that kind of ties in with his medic background. And then last but not least, we have Cass. As I said, she has herself a over-under shotgun breech load. She's pulling out or putting in a couple more shells. Nice details on her. The bubble that we noted on the back of her leg did not burst during cleaning, so once we apply some primer, that'll never have to be worried about. I really like her hat. It's got some notches and everything, and her necklace there, so another one that should be pretty fun to paint. But yep, so as I said, this is my last video for the year. We should be coming back strong in January after I take a week off to catch up on stuff. I've got at least 6 weeks worth of videos here, so we'll be leaping in and getting them kicked off once we return.